The gentleman from New York, Mr. Torres, is recognized for 5 minutes.
Thank you. It's certainly true that cyber criminals exploit the anonymity of crypto to commit cyber crimes like ransomware. But it is equally true that law enforcement can exploit the transparency of the blockchain to recover ransoms, as it did in the case of Colonial Pipeline. Unlike fiat currency, which is often untraceable, cryptocurrency is eminently traceable on the blockchain. Law enforcement can monitor the flow of cryptocurrency from one wallet to the next. The essence of financial enforcement is following the money, and the easiest place to follow the money is the blockchain. Suppose the Colonial Pipeline ransom had taken the form of fiat currency rather than cryptocurrency. Do you think it would have been retrieved, Mr. Rabin?
Congressman, thank you for the question. The answer is no, based on my experience.
So the question is not whether blockchain is perfectly transparent, right? The question is whether it is more transparent than the traditional alternative. Now, there are those who consider crypto so dangerous that it should not be regulated but effectively banned out of existence, right? There are those who advocate eradicating cryptocurrency in order to eradicate ransomware. The United States struggles with billions of dollars in traditional money laundering. Mr. Rabin, should we eradicate money in order to eradicate money laundering?
No, Congressman, we should not.
Okay. The U.S. struggles with tens of thousands of automobile accidents every year. Should we eradicate the automobile in order to eradicate automobile accidents?
No, that would not make sense.
Okay. So is it fair to say that judging any emerging technology by its worst possible uses will probably lead to poorly conceived public policy?
That's correct, Congressman.
There's a quote from Will Smith who said that racism is not getting worse, it's getting filmed. And I find that distinction to be useful. I'm wondering, is money laundering getting worse, or is it simply getting filmed? Is it simply more visible via the blockchain? In other words, to what extent are we mistaking visibility for frequency? And what is the difference in frequency between crypto money laundering and traditional money laundering?
I think you're exactly right, Congressman. Because of the visibility that the blockchain provides, there has been a lot of attention given to money laundering that takes place in cryptocurrency. But I liken it to the drunk man who looks under the streetlight for his keys. Just because there's light there, that doesn't mean that's where his keys are going to be.
And what's the difference in frequency between crypto money laundering and fiat money laundering?
The estimates are that crypto money laundering is significantly lower than the money laundering that takes place through traditional finance.
Does anyone have statistics on the difference? Or?
I can say the global estimates for traditional finance is that 2 to 5% of global GDP is associated with money laundering, whereas analytics firms typically estimate the amount to be 1% or lower.
Now, Ms. Hill, it seems to me offshore deregulated companies carry the greatest risk of committing cyber crimes. So if Congress were serious about combating cyber crimes, we would create a framework for regulating crypto. Does that sound right to you? Or?
That sounds right, sir.
Okay. And if we were serious about preventing cyber crimes like ransomware, it seems to me we would legislate standards of cybersecurity and cyber hygiene. Right? We should mandate multi-factor authentication. We should not have passwords like SolarWinds 123. But scapegoating crypto offers more instant gratification than promoting cyber hygiene. We know from SolarWinds that foreign adversaries can easily hack into the computer systems of both the federal government and corporate America. And I want to know, how hackable is the blockchain? Has the Bitcoin blockchain ever been hacked into?
Congressman, Bitcoin is the most secure piece of software to have ever been created by humans.
Has the Ethereum blockchain ever been breached?
No.
And as I understand it, a blockchain is not a single computer, it is a network of computers.
That is correct.
And in order to break into a blockchain, you could not merely break into a single computer, you would have to break into thousands of computers that form the blockchain network.
That is correct.
So breaking into thousands or tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of computers, that strikes me as difficult, if not impossible.
That is correct.
I'll yield the rest of my time. So.